Peace. So got into a conversation last night, right? And the thing is that when you proclaim, when you proclaim to know things, you know what I'm saying, people will come and test you to see exactly what you know. And that's kind of what happened with me, more or less. I was talking to this brother, right? And we was just building, he ended up telling me that he was a Shia Muslim. And and he asked me, was I Muslim? He saw the beard and he said, yo, you got a nice beard. This brother stopped me in the streets. You got a nice beard, brother. Salam alaikum. I said, wa alaikum salam to the brother. He said, so you Muslim? I said, no, I'm a Muslim. So he kind of looked at me. He said, okay. He said, well, I'm a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Shia, so on and so forth. He said, what's the menage you on and what you, basically what you repping. And so as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, this sounded like gang talk to me. You know what I mean? But it was cool. I said, well, I'm just a Muslim, man. I don't have any particular sect, you know what I'm saying, that I ride with. You know what I'm saying? I just ride with Islam, And he was like, okay. He said, okay, all right. So, but you said you a Muslim. I said, yeah. So he said, I've heard that language before. He said, you must be one of those Moors. He started joining. Said, oh, you a Moor? I said, yeah. He said, well, I always had some questions about that. He said, I got some brothers where I come from. I guess he's from Pennsylvania somewhere, Allentown, Pennsylvania, next to Philly or something like that. But he got brothers in the temple, or no brothers in the temple. And he was saying to me, brother, let's have a conversation. I said, all right. He said, this whole Moorish thing, he said, well, how do we know we Moors? And why is the nationality such an important thing? I said, well, honestly, brother, the Holy Quran that you have, that we deal with in the Holy Quran, it tells you why nationality is important. Because nationality comes from Allah Ta'ala. And he was like, well, I don't know. I don't know about that one, brother. I don't know about that one. I said, well, no. I said nationality, the names of tribes and people, that comes from Allah Ta'ala, creation and the naming of creation. He was like, no, I don't know about that. I said, all right. So we went to the book. You know what I'm saying? And when I showed him a paragraph in the Quran, he vouched for it. He's like, okay, all right, I can see where you're coming from. So he said, well, okay, what about this praying thing? You know what I'm saying? He said, I noticed that y'all pray with y'all don't make the salats or whatever. He said, well, brother, I said, you make salats. You got a prayer mark on your head. I said, yeah, I make sajda. You understand what I'm saying? I said, it may not necessarily be in reference to Islamic salat, but I make a sajda. You understand? I make a prostration. I do that. And, well, why do you pray? Why do the Moors pray with their hands, in the air and they standing up? I said, well, again, brother, I don't know how long you've been a Muslim, but in your Quran, it tells you about standing, praying, sitting, that you can talk to Allah and you can stand, you can pray. I mean, you can stand, you can sit, you know what I'm saying? You can lie down, you can pray or whatever to make prayer. But the purpose of us specifically doing that, as the Quran tells you, that when you are in the territory of your enemy, you pray standing with your eyes wide open. That's what we do. You understand? And again, use the Quran to verify that. So he was like, okay. He's like, you know what? He was like, maybe there's something to this Moorish science thing because I'm seeing a lot of correlations to the Quran. Well, brother, there is something to it. This is the uniting of Asia, because what happens is that we utilize the Holy Quran. This is where we derive our power and authority from. Is the Holy Quran. We have to use this book. We have to know this book. We have to be able to make this book coincide and correlate with our Holy Quran Circle 7 and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the uniting of Asian. And if you're adept, you can make those books connect, because they do connect. You understand what I mean? So he was like, okay, I could vibe with that. I could vibe with that. But why do y'all have a Holy Quran Circle 7 if you are given that Holy Quran, you know what I'm saying, of Mecca to utilize? Why do you have a Holy Quran Circle 7? Because our prophet, Noble Jew Ali, brought to us specifically a cure for our ailments. That book was designed and prepared in such a way that it specifically was centered to our lower selves and the ailments that befuddle us within our lower selves. That's what that was all about. And it was about Jesus being a demonstration, Jesus being a teaching mechanism, a lesson at that particular time, because that's what our people knew in 1913, coming fresh out of slavery, is the science or the name Jesus. They understood that. They also understood the customs and the rights of that particular time. You understand what I mean? So the prophet did certain things Well, while he let certain things exist, he renamed them and gave them a whole nother meaning. You see what I'm saying? So when they talk about holidays and you see Moorish Christmas, because he asked about that, you understand, why do y'all celebrate Christmas and so on and so forth? And it's not that we're celebrating Christmas, we're honoring the day of our holy prophet, the day that he was born. It is not a celebration, but it's an honoring. It's even on a different day. It's the honoring of Noble Drew Ali, just as December 25th is supposed to be the honoring of Jesus. But we know he wasn't born on December 25th. So you're honoring and giving reference to a whole nother deity or a whole nother ideology. So that was broken down specifically because our people were in a particular condition and state. And these are the things we knew. So the prophet let those things remain, but he gave them a whole nother meaning. You understand what I'm saying? The science of Christmas is to give. You understand? It is the thought of family and love and so on and so forth, that time period. And this is what the prophet represented for us. You know what I'm saying? Is the reestablishment of our Moorish identity and culture and the reuniting of our family structure. You understand? So he kept certain things in place that we could identify with, but he renamed them and gave them another form of reality. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how our customs and codes work. So the brother said, okay, what about this Tawhid thing? And why do you call Noble Drew Ali the prophet? I gave him the breakdown. You understand what I'm saying? I gave him a breakdown and I used the Quran. I told him to go to Surah 49:13 and look up Surah 49:13. And when he looked it up on the spot, he understood exactly where I was coming from. Now, his argument was, well, how do you know it's talking about us? And I'm like, are we not a nation? Are you not worthy enough to come from a nation or to have a nation or to have a prophet? I said, remember, you got to understand the Arabs didn't come to us at all until after the prophet left, trying to correct the Islam. So you got to take a look at them. You understand? And ask them, why didn't they come to you? Because they couldn't have. It wasn't prophecy. You understand what I mean? One had to come from amongst you, raised up like you, speaking the language like you, and giving you the message and making it clear so you could understand. So I also told the brother that our Tawhid is a lot different from theirs. You understand what I'm saying? We believe that man and Allah are one. They believe that man is separate from Allah and that you only worship Allah as Allah and has no partners and so on and so forth. Well, we are taught something from a higher degree, brother, and we are the thoughts of Allah. A thought is connected to its sender. Therefore, it is a part of its sender. It can't exist without its sender. This is why we deal with Allah and man. This is why we deal with unity. This is our Tawhid, that there is no separation. You understand what I'm saying? There's no separation. And then we went into the term Muslim and Muslim. I built with him on that. And, and explain to him why we utilize that language, you know what I mean? And the purpose and the point of us having a prophet or a messenger, as you want to call it or whatever. But we use the term prophet. You understand what I mean? And we gave him that term. And also, he talked about the seal. And we know that the Arabic word is khatam or khatam or whatever, meaning, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean the last. You understand? It's a marking. You understand? It doesn't mean the final, that's the end. You got to remember, Moors, we measure time in cyclic ages. We measure time by the cycle of the age. You understand what I'm saying? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the prophet for the age of Pisces. He sealed that age. He was the last prophet of the age of Pisces. And now we're in a new age of time. And we have another prophet in this age of time, the age of I know, which is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Just what it is. So, and with that being stated, I had to break that down to him. And that turned into a big argument, and I totally understand, because his doctrine, his dogma teaches that Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet, and that we honor all prophets, and that our prophets actually lived. You know what I'm saying? You can go and find Prophet Muhammad's tomb, Buddha, Confucius. All of those people were alive. Those people lived. So we're dealing with real people, real substance. Esau lived. You understand what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story. So with that being stated, I just wanted to share a little bit about our conversation, you know what I'm saying, and how it went, and where it went. And how, as Moors, we should be able to utilize that Quran, that Holy Quran, and speak into that Holy Quran and speak out of it to those who live inside that book. Just as well as we use the Bible, the Holy Bible, to get to our people, Jesus and so on and so forth. The way we use the Bible to get to our people to talk into that book is the same way that we have to use the Quran. We have to do the same thing with the Quran. With that being stated, learn how to use that Quran, learn what's in it, learn how to make it correlate to your Holy Quran Circle 7 and vice versa, and watch what happens. Peace.